Nuzlocke is a set of rules and restrictions made by the Pokemon community because Pokemon games are made for children and become way too easy after you've played through them a few times. So the community had a very simple idea. Why not add a few simple rules to the game and make it like a gazillion times harder? Well, I don't know exactly how much harder it is. I didn't do the math. You figure it out yourself. Well, anyways, it was a huge success. People all around the internet, not just PokeTubers, started attempting Nuzlocke and even adapted the format to other games, which brings us to the topic of this video. I'm going to be attempting a Super Dragon Nuzlocke in Clash of Clans. And here are the rules. To win this challenge, I must get to the end of the Super Dragon event track. The bonus track is not included, but if I make it to the bonus track without losing, I will try and see how much progress I can make. I am only ever allowed to use armies that have Super Dragons in them. I am only allowed to have 6 armies throughout the challenge. If I exhaust all 6 armies, I lose. And once I lose a match, I have to delete that army and can never use it again during the challenge. Speaking of losing, let's discuss what qualifies as a win. To win a match, I have to get a 3-star in multiplayer battles. Even if I get a 2-star or a 99% 1-star, it won't be counted as a win for this challenge. And also, repeating siege machines is not allowed and I must name each army so I get emotionally attached to them or something. I don't know. That's what the Nuzlockers do in Pokemon. The name I gave to the very first army for this challenge is Stone Draggers. Listen, I'm not very good with nicknames, so you'll just have to bear with these awful nicknames. Anyways, nickname aside, it is a very standard Zap Drag strategy, with Earthquake spells for some extra value. The stone in the name comes from the fact that we'll be using the Stone Slammer with this army. The first game was pretty easy. I got some decent value with the Zaps and Earthquakes. Then I used my King, Queen. After that, I sent in the rest of my army. It did get a bit sketchy near the end, but the king with his giant gauntlet was able to clutch it up. If you thought the first game was sketchy, you're not ready for this one. Anyways, I start this match off with an obvious blunder. I accidentally activate the Town Hall's defenses with my misplaced Earthquake spell. Anyways, then I zap the rest of the air defenses, create a funnel, and send my army in. Then almost all of my CC loons get wiped out by this tornado trap, but we managed to scrape through with 2 dragons remaining. In the third game, I mess up my Earthquake spells and get disconnected from the game. I am going to actually count this as a loss because I'm not sure what to do in a situation like this. Please let me know in the comments if I should count games like these as a loss or disregard them in future challenges. Anyways, moving on to the next game. With the loss of our beloved Stone Draggers, we have Drone Saggers taking its place now. A totally different and unique army for sure. Anyways, moving on to the next game. I zap the air defenses and send my army in, and the recording stops. If I didn't win, I probably wouldn't have counted this as a win, so let's just pretend we saw the footage and I definitely won. This next base had really low air defenses, so I chose it to be my next victim. I zapped the air defenses, had my heroes clear the exterior of the base and sent my main army in. Now with the battle blimp, since I can't use the Stone Slammer anymore, the dragons rip the base apart from the sides, the blimp takes care of the center and the heroes also help. Overall, this was an easy match. Next up, I attacked this unique looking base where most of everything was on the outside. My Barbarian King got insane value because of this, and then I proceed with some of the worst troop placement I have ever seen. Seriously, I don't know what I was doing with this. The blimp comes in clutch, absolutely devouring the town hall and all of these air mines, allowing this dragon to destroy the eagle, which makes sure the rest of my army is safe. And with 5 super dragons coming its way, there was not much this Inferno Tower could do. And with that, we secure this dub. And with everything going somewhat smoothly, I look for a new game immediately. I start off the game with showering the enemy queen with lightning spells. I mean seriously, just imagine chilling in your village one day and out of nowhere, my boy Zeus just drops like 6 lightning strikes on you. I personally wouldn't be too pleased about that, to be honest, but I guess I got my retribution for bullying that queen, since after I sent my army in, each one of my dragons got picked off till there was only one left. But let's be real, he wasn't gonna cut it, so we lost that game. And with that, we lose this army too. Rest in peace, Drone Saggers, you will be missed. And with that, we're down 2 armies out of 6. Next up, we got Flaming Wood. What the fuck are these nicknames, bro? Anyways, I take a break and pick up the challenge a day later and find a new match. In this game, I let the king and the flinger take care of the top side while the queen charges from the bottom. I was a bit scared of this single target inferno trying to fry my queen, but she takes care of it. So I sent the dragons from the bottom left. The Flame Flinger put some decent work in, and with that, the remaining CC troops and the queen, we wiped the base for a 3-star. This next attack was quite pathetic, and let me tell you why exactly. I have noticed that I have only one wall breaker and no other ways to break walls. So my queen just runs around the base, missing what I wanted to take out. The healers catch on fire, and with the eagle raining fire on them, my dragons also fall soon. And I time fail. If I made a better army, I definitely could have done better, but too bad I guess. This army and the Flame Flinger are no longer available to be used in this challenge. The next army is Box, because the siege barracks looks like a box I guess. Yes, I know, very creative naming scheme. The first attack was pretty easy since it was against a rushed base, but on the second game I got a bit too cocky and well, this just happened. Also, I had no idea bats did reduce damage to the town hall. I guess I could have used that info a bit sooner, Lamau. For this next army, I tried to kinda cheat by just using an army I already am familiar with and just slapping in a super dragon and calling it a day. So we'll just call it the totally real flying army. This army is basically spam. You create a funnel with the tank and a ranged troop, then you send in the siege machine, heroes and the rest of your troops, clean up with the bat spells and hope for the best. Well, my hopes and dreams didn't come true because this wizard tower smoked all of my bats faster than a chain smoker on his third pack of the day. After witnessing that tragedy, I just surrendered. And now, with 5 out of the 6 army slots exhausted and all of these siege machines banned, I had only one choice since for some reason I'm not allowed to carry a battle drill in my CC. It was the Wall Wrecker, arguably the least flashy and least used siege machine of them all. But that's all I had left, so I had to make it work. For my last army, I went back to the basics and crafted a queen charge army, fixing the fatal mistake of the last one and actually giving the queen a way to infiltrate into the base via the Wall Wrecker. So let's get into it. In the first game with this army, I charged my queen into a really high value zone, taking out the eagle, an inferno and a few air defenses. From the opposite side, the king was also wreaking havoc, and combined they took out more than 40% of the base before a single dragon was deployed. After the main army swept in, I recalled the queen and let her clean up the exterior of the base. And although it was close, we won this one. And with that, we've technically beaten the challenge and gotten to the end of the track. But I don't know if you want to consider this as a win or not, because before I got this video idea, I already had a bit of progress done in the track. But anyways, with all of that aside, I wanted to see how much more I can get from this last lifeline. And it's only fair since I had a bit of progress on the track before starting the challenge. So let's play a few more games.
Let me sit my stupid ass down. Bro, what am I